My name is Kelly. I am part of the sales desk at KAFL. And today we're going to go through introductions for the team, what each of our roles are, what each of our teams do, and the best ways to reach us, and then just see if there are any questions. So I'll start being on the sales desk and one of the internals here. What my role is I actually help with illustrations. I answer questions about different carriers. I can provide your application materials so that you can get those. I double check with Katie on licensing to make sure that your any type of product training is completed. We help facilitate any case design that you might need. I'm trying to think of what else I do. I've got quite a list. Basically, we're the front end. So we're your sales team, we're your dedicated people, Juniper and I, that help walk through that beginning stages prior to application, and we'll even help walk you through that application stage. The person we check in with on licensing is actually Katie. Katie, I'll let you introduce yourself and kind of go through kind of what you look for, your role here at KAFL, and then best ways to reach you.
So yes, I'm Katie. I do all of the licensing, all of the contracting. You want to get contracted with a certain carrier for literally anything, whether it's servicing if they allow that, or if it's for a new application, I'm the person you come to for all of that paperwork. But luckily, there's no paperwork. So we use SureLC to do all of that digitally, and it sends it right off to the carrier, making things a bajillion times easier for all of us. I'm also doing all of the training. So any questions you have, how do I get into Quest CE? Why is Reg Ed not giving me a certificate? You can come right to me. I also do all the licensing and contracting, not only for the individual side, but also for Medicare and some for our group department for VSP and such like that. So I do all the licensing and contracting, and you can contact me. Usually it's best via email. It's real simple to remember, licensing@kafl.com.
Is there anything, Katie, that everyone should be aware of as far as pre-licensing or extra courses, things like that?
All the things. Well, if you're a resident of New York, obviously you're familiar with Reg 187. There's two requirements. One is the state training, which is a one and done. I always suggest the Reg Ed course. The other one is product training, and that is carrier specific. So some carriers like Prudential group them together. They have a term and a permanent training. That's it. So if you're selling a term, you do the term. If it's permanent, UL, GUL, whatever, SUL, you do the permanent training, versus there are others that have it by specific products. So AIG has term, GUL, conversion, stuff like that. And I know all of those by heart now. So you can always ask me, I got to do this in this state, and I can do that. I can give you the instructions for that. As far as pre-licensing, there are some carriers that require you to have a code before you start an e-application or before you can even log into the website. For example, Mass Mutual wants you to have a code so that they can connect you before you submit that, and it won't let you move forward until you have that. Others will let you move forward without a code, but they want you to have an active appointment in certain states. Pennsylvania is one of those, what we call pre-appointment states. So it is exactly what it sounds like, pre-appointment. So before pre-application, you have to be appointed. But other than that, it's just make sure your training's done, because nobody likes telling a client that we need a new app because I forgot to do this.
Right. Yeah. So it's always best to probably stop back with your broker manager or Juniper and I to just verify that you have everything in place before placing that application, just to kind of double check. We don't mind answering those questions. We'd rather you ask before you take the application and do other work and then have to go back and do it again. So we can just kind of help eliminate that. And also we can help with any like carrier notes you might want to know. If they're taking an extra long time, or if we're having any kind of issues, we're happy to fill you in on that prior to application as well. So after the application is taken, your licensing is good. It moves on to case management and our new business department, which is led by Michelle, who says her screen says Stephanie, but it's Michelle. So I'll let her tell you a little bit about what that team does here at KAFL, And how best to reach them. Go ahead, Michelle.
Hi, so I am the team lead for our new business team. The case managers, once we get an application in, we just do a double check with Katie that licensing is okay prior to submitting to the carrier. Our team will facilitate everything from submission to placement. So we help push through any medicals, any underwriting questions, suitability issues that may pop up with New York. We will work with our internals as well if we have other than applied for cases. I mean, it's pretty straightforward when you talk the process, but it can have a lot of ups and downs with it. So the case managers are here to help you with any questions along the way and try and make it go as smoothly as possible. If you find that you have a hang up somewhere in underwriting, you can definitely reach out to me. If you need some extra assistance, the case managers often keep me in the loop as well anytime we're running into a difficult situation and ways that we can push it through. Oh, and you wanted me to tell them how they can contact me. You don't.
Communication. Or what you
Yeah.
prefer.
Same as Katie, email. With me being in meetings, sometimes it's not as easy to get a hold of me by phone. So shooting me an email, it's just my first and last name at KAFL.com, which is mfrather@KAFL.com. And you can always give me a call on my direct line. Kelly, are we going to be sending out contacts after this so everybody has it, or just direct them to the website?
Yep, no, we'll just send out a contact sheet for the case manager that's on the team, things like that. So yeah, we'll loop that in.
All right.
So again, Juniper and I and Katie are the pre-business people. Then it moves over to Michelle. After that, you're going to want to get paid. So then it moves over to our commission team, which is Stephanie. Stephanie is the one-man show of commissions. So Stephanie, I'll let you take it away.
Sure. So I am the finance team lead. So I have a team under me. Katie is on my team, and my team also processes the commissions. So if you need to know how it paid, when it paid, what to expect when it does pay, and how much, you can come to me. And all the carriers are different. Some of the carriers flow through KAFL, and you'll actually see commissions from us. A lot of the carriers would pay you directly. So I do have some cheat sheets and some tools that are helpful when you're trying to anticipate that payment. And we see a lot of commission come in every week, and they're all different. So if you, and even if you think you haven't gotten paid yet, and you should have, reach out to me. So there's lots of varying things to think about when you are expecting your payment. I can also give you details on how to find your commission statements for the carriers that pay you directly. I recommend that everybody get signed on to our KAFL portal. It's a great tool. It's very simple, very helpful, very intuitive. And for anything that KAFL pays you for, your KAFL commission statements will be there anytime that you're looking for them. It's a very helpful tool. And any one of us can give you direction on how to register for that KAFL portal as well. We have commission runs every Friday, and the funds are usually available depending on the speed of your bank, Monday or Tuesday after we make those payments to you on Friday. So my extension is 105, and my email address is super simple, just Stephanie@KAFL.com. In 1980s Stephanie, so we're talking a PH, STEPHANIE @KAFL.com. So that's me. That's what I do. Reach out if you got any questions.
Thanks, Steph. And if you're on the sales desk team here, if you're part of our group, part of our advisor list, you actually have gotten an annoying phone call by me along with an email reminding you about the agent portal and all that you can do there. So if for some reason you can't locate that or you'd like further direction, please reach out to Juniper and I. We're always happy to help you get logged on. So after commissions, once a policy is in force, if there are questions about the policy itself, about any kind of changes that might need to be made, conversion options, anything like that, that actually goes over to our policy service department, which is handled by Taylor. Taylor, if you want to just introduce yourself, say what your department does and best way to reach you, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Taylor. I'm a one-man show over in policy service. So I do handle any questions that you have after the policy is in force. beneficiary changes, annuity statements, anything like that, we can grab for you. Best way to contact would be by email, just because I am on the phone often. And that's just going to be policy service, and that's singular, @kafl.com.
Great.